So when you look at our country today, and you look at the situation of black people, and you look at the situation of women in South Africa, you just realize that something has to give. Something has to give. Something has to happen. And in my mind, we don't want, a repetition of an old thing. We want something new. Because it's only something new that can bring about the kind of change that we need in South Africa and for these two groups. So when you look at black people and women, we don't know, for instance, how patriarchy and sexism started. There are professors here, so I must be careful. We may know where racism started, where apartheid started. And when I'm thinking about this, something new, I then ask myself, how can these two groups who have been socialized by this society, who have been conditioned by this society, bring something new? How are we going to bring this something new that we so desperately need? And we know, for instance, that myths were invented about us, that we are inferior, we are weak, we are incapable. All sorts of myths were invented about both groups. Similar, yes. You can't even vote. How do you like that one? And then I'm saying, then these myths then define who these two groups are, their status in society, and therefore conditioned to be that. Because at some level, when you are growing up in a society that is always telling you these things, at some level, you do believe them and act accordingly. So we hoped that, politics and politicians will bring the kind of change that we wanted. But when you look at South Africa and the continent today, that was a big disappointment. We said we wanted freedom. We all know that we're not really free as black people in South Africa. We all know that we still have a big problem of inequality. Women said they want a seat at the table and they want a piece of the pie. Can we just get a piece of the pie? In spite of the progress that we've made, yes, some of us have the piece of the pie. Yes, some of us have the seat, but are women free? Because for you to sit there, you often have to abandon yourself.